Thank you so much for joining me for another name of God. This is one of my favorite names, El Simchath Gili, God my exceeding joy, Psalms 43:4. This study came at the best time in my life that I needed to understand God's exceeding joy for me. So come, let us go to the altar of God, who is our exceeding joy. With the lyre we will praise you, O God, my God. Let's start with the word exceeding. Simcha, exceeding joy. Festival, gladness, happiness, pleasure. Rejoice, rejoiced, and rejoicing. I love that he says the exceeding applies to past, present, and future for us. The root word here, sameach, merry-hearted or one who delights. Looking at the Hebrew living letters, we see the shin, the mim, the het, and the tav. Sometimes we can take these Hebrew living letters and their definitions and then understand more of what God means with this word. So if we do that, the word exceeding actually means consuming. It's mighty. And it actually brings me into the new covenant, or it is an inherited that I get as part of that new covenant in Jesus Christ. And then if we look at the word joy, Gili is how you say it. And I love it because even just saying the word brings you some joy. Gili. But it actually means a revolution of time. And then if you look at the root word, it means to spin around under the influence of a violent emotion. Unpacking the Hebrew living letters, I see Gimel, Yud, and Lamed. And so putting those definitions together, I can say that there's a foot and an arm that's working with Jesus, who is my protection. Or I could say, I'm spinning around, engaging my foot and arms to access my protection in Jesus Christ. Isn't that what one of the worship is? Or one of the ways we worship? If we combined exceeding and joy, sameach, gili, we could tell a friend, come to the altar of Elohim, our God. There we will be consumed with gladness and joy. Our hearts will be filled, and our mighty God will protect us as we stomp our feet and wave our arms in praise to our King. For me personally, this study came at one of the most important times in my life that I needed it. You see, a year ago, I lost my father, and I've been going through that grieving process of losing him. But when this name came up of God, I learned to connect to God, who is my exceeding joy, even in the midst of me processing out that grief of the loss of my father. And I found it by going to the altar of God, tapping into his exceeding joy. And that's what brought me a lot of healing, even in the process of that grief. So wherever you're at in your life, whether it's a joyful time or a time as you're processing maybe a difficult emotion, you may want to go and find God at the altar of God, because he wants to show up for you as your exceeding joy. So today I will choose to dance with the Lord and engage in his exceeding joy. Join with me, and I'll see you at the next name of God.